Hello guys, and welcome to another day with Zimaleta. In today's video we're going to be starting this sprinter that no other mechanic could actually start, and the owner really is in trouble and needs some help. And we are here, me and Serge, we're here basically, and we're basically worked out all the problems and we got it started. So this type of issue could happen to you. So if your sprinter is not starting, chances are this is going to be your problem. If you've tried everything else, and before you're going to start operating on fuel injectors, high pressure fuel pump, fuel rail, or your fuel pump inside, watch this video guys. This is going to help. You will see the process of elimination that we had to undergo and really put our heads together on this one to try to get this one started. I hope you guys like this video. As you can see, it's running perfectly. Enjoy the video guys. Thank you. So anyways guys, in this video we got a sprinter that's not starting, and we actually got it started. We have several type of issue that's actually going on here. Part of it is due to lack of maintenance and lack of actually taking care of your vehicle. It's just like not paying attention. So we had a fuel issue here with the fuel injectors being contaminated. For the contamination to be cleaned up, we needed to actually remove the low fuel rail, the return fuel line, and then one by one with the blowback of the injectors, cleaning it up like that. Each time we actually cleaned the injector, it started to run just a second longer. It felt a little bit more livelier.
So your injectors, so when you run your cylinders without any fuel, you don't get back pressure on it. Run it dry. So that creates like a compressor system, like a vacuum. Your PSI on there, in theory, is 250 PSI each piston creates. So what it does is pushes all the afterburn and cleans off what's on the tip of the injector. And what that caused, this engine, I know it was ran hot a couple of months ago, and that's why it created this.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
That created the sud, I want to say. And that's what happened, and now it's all running fine, as you see it.
There was also probably possibility of this main electrical line, because you did move it, you started adjusting it. And the way it is not done correctly. There needs to be a zip tie here, and make sure this rubber piece does not go lower, so keep it from rubbing. So if it's on the wrong way, it could actually cause your vehicle to shut off while driving and to just not start if it remains in this type of position. So the other problem out of many, we had a turbo actuator leg on the turbo. It was stuck in one spot. So we got the thing loose by just rocking it, right? Serge, is that all you did? Just rocked it a little bit? You did not remove the C-clamp. You just basically rocked it physically, right?
Just your actual...
Which is actually enough, but to try to do that. And the very next thing, possibly critters was actually living inside of the pipe. So with some of this blowback, it actually cleaned it off a little bit. So now it's doing pretty good. It's behaving as it should. It's running actually pretty strong. We do have a lot of smoke back here due to some diesel leaking out, because it did collect over there towards the back.
So guys, as you know, sometimes people like to start these things with a starter fluid. Not always good. Put some diesel in here and spray it right inside there.
You have to remove the pipe for that first.
Yep.
And then spray it inside.
Spray that inside. That's better for the engine.
Yes.
Because this got high combustion, you can ruin your pistons.
Definitely.
So just spray a lot, you know, like 10 pumps.
Because it is diesel after all, it's not gonna really hurt it.
Combustion happens when this is pressurized, it's not by spark plug or your fire. That won't happen. Diesel doesn't ignite. It's by pressure. Combustion happens on these. So when you pull a lot of diesel on this, that could happen to clean out my injectors too. I flooded the engine.
Because you keep flooding, you keep flooding, you keep flooding.
I release the injector.
Keep releasing the pressure.
So we have this much of diesel. Now see how much it is. That was enough to release the injectors to run. Which
we got it started like once we had all the right stuff. In like what, 30 minutes to 45 minutes.
That's it.
There's a lot of diesel that has collected over there. For some reason, it's not being released. There's a release hose down there. It should be leaking through, but it's collected over there and it's staying back there.
But the thing is, guys, don't always run to the mechanic. System of elimination.
Yes.
If your engine is not starting, try spraying some of diesel in there. Don't no starter fluid.
Yes.
A little bit of a diesel. So if it catches up, so when you put that in there and it tries to start, right away, look at your injector system. That means one of the injectors could be plugged. Sometimes it's good to pull it off, but we don't have time to pull it off to clean it. This is how you clean it off. It's a quick little...
But in the beginning, the engine did feel lively.
It
felt like it had compression.
That's the whole thing.
Which is good.
But there's another trick, guys. If your mechanic tells you that you have low pressure in pistons, there's a way to figure that out. And maybe Serge and I will make a video about how to really, if your mechanics are lying to you, if you got low pressure in your pistons, you can put some stuff in here and you can tell your pressure, your pressure is low or high in your injector or in your piston. So this is a little trick. That could throw off that check engine.
It can. It actually did. There's a code for it. So I guess now what we're gonna need to do, Serge, is plug in our computer and clear the codes.
That's it. I wanted the engine to run.
Good job.
Run hot.
You really, like what you were doing. That's exactly what I do. System of elimination. All these different things. It's like you just can't simply like immediately start operation. We're not knife happy here. You know, like at the doctor. Sometimes you just have to keep checking. It's like diagnostics is the biggest thing when it comes to repair. You actually diagnosed it really well. Hey guys, I'm at a Sprinter that does not start. This is a friend of mine's. This is the kind of codes that we're having on the Sprinter. We have an ML on stored current component. R15 glow plug is faulty, short circuit. So, and actually, this wasn't plugged in. This is the mass airflow sensor. So sometimes if it does not fire, you could unplug it to try to see if it's gonna fire up like that. But it doesn't always work. So maybe let's try to see if we can start it up again.
Yep. 1 second.
So there's a lot of codes. Okay, let's try. Let me turn it off. Serge, obviously it's trying to start. It's got to be the fuel issue. Let's pull this fuel filter and just see if it's the wrong type of fuel inside.
It smells
because it's see, most likely it has some diesel in there.
So here.
So it's trying to start, but it's not enough, and it does smell funny.
So what we're gonna do? I'm gonna get some fuel out of it right here.
I'm gonna try to just put some in the coke through the fuel line. That's smart. I like that. So you want me to crank it and just
no crank, fuel? Just turn ignition on.
Oh, turn ignition on?
Yeah, turn ignition on in a second.
crank it. Fuel's not coming out?
Now it is.
Okay. Man, it seems like it really wants to start going.
So turn on a little bit more. Turn the.
Okay. So, oh man, we filled it up. Good, good.
That does not smell like diesel.
Let me see what it smells like.
It's more like gasoline.
Serge, that does not smell like diesel at all. I know. Guys, so here's the process of elimination. We're first trying to figure out whether this is diesel or gas. It is smelling kind of funny. It does not really smell clearly like diesel, especially to me because I had sinuses that day and that really did not help things, you know. So anyways, we're gonna try to get some more noses on it at the parts store and try to figure out whether this is diesel or not. But it does not really smell like diesel to us at this point, and we're kind of wondering, is this the wrong type of fuel? And I think this is the question you really have to ask yourself, guys, especially if you're fueling up at somewhere like BP. You can really get some E85 in here and probably like not even realize it. So it smells a little bit mixed to us. So anyways, we're gonna try to go to the parts store and get some other stuff we need. So what are we doing now? Removing the metal fuel line.
Yep, so bring me the injector, please.
Okay. So we got the fuel line there. And it seems like it's got fuel inside of the injector. Alright. So you want to see how well fuel is spraying out of the injector? Mm-hmm. Are you going to put the return on line on it too? Then you might want to close your eyes. So what do you want to do? You want me to just turn the key on?
And I want to see if it creates pressure inside.
Okay.
Try cranking it once.
Crank it?
Yeah, once. That's it. Got no pressure. Try it again a little bit.
So I see basically what you're trying to see is if we have an open injector stuck on open.
Yep.
So if this one's closed, we could technically crank it on 4 injectors. Exactly. How was the diesel? Was it spraying out of here pretty bad?
You didn't get no diesel. That's the problem. You got no.
We didn't get any diesel.
That's
what? Are you serious?
You have no diesel on the lines. So it's your.
So
what's? See, it's not opening your injectors. That means you get what? No power to your injectors.
No electrical power?
Your injectors are not opening. So
you think it's an electrical issue?
Could be your fuse. ECM, ECU. Now, if you turn it on, you will get pressure in here.
Okay, let's try to do that. Are we on? Let's see. There we are. Okay, first I'm just gonna twist the key.
Yep.
Now I'm gonna crank it.
Yep. Low pressure.
Anything?
Low pressure, very low pressure. Okay. It's not enough. You ain't getting enough pressure.
So we're not actually getting any diesel to come out of this line.
Which is very little. It's like not enough. You have to have a lot of pressure. When it sprays, it sprays.
Really?
Just like out of
because it's supposed to be crazy PSIs in here.
There's low there's like not even 1%. Watch. That's not cranking.
Oh, Serge, it's good actually. Like, I mean, I think it's enough that's coming out of there. Hey guys, right now we have a situation. We're having a bunch of codes with this engine. Let's just start with one of them, mass airflow sensor. So the question is, if mass airflow sensor is bad, can you unplug it and start it without it? I always said that you can't start it without it. Like, that's just like one of the ways to bypass it. Might be misfiring a little bit, but you should at least be able to start it. Usually, if this is bad, you will be able to start your vehicle up, but it's gonna shut off like a second later, pretty much, you know. So we're gonna actually take my Sprinter here. We're gonna unplug mass airflow sensor, and let's try to start it and see if it starts without it. This will give us understanding. If it is bad, you can just bypass it and just start it. So let's see. So it starts, no problem. I'm not really noticing anything. So that settles that question. That means if we unplug it, you can still start it if the vehicle is start worthy. But you can't start it if you have an open injector, if you have run fuel, high pressure fuel pump could be messed up, and your electronic fuel pump could be bad inside of the fuel tank, which is still gonna create less pressure. Okay. So this settles it. Yeah, it is starting. Okay. Let me apply some gas, I guess. Serge, the gas pedal feels kind of like that when I'm doing it. It's acting as if there is either a bad fuel filter, you know, like when it's like it's clogged up, it can't go, or maybe it could be a fuel pump itself in a fuel tank. Could be it, like, really, because it feels like really blank when you're trying to press it. Start it again. You notice it's kind of misfiring.
Well, it's just because I'm doing what I'm doing.
Because of this?
There's not enough fuel in there.
It's not. It's
I'm just spraying, but try it again.
So I was trying to press the gas a little bit, so it started like picking up, but obviously not enough fuel, so it's dying quicker.
Try it again. It's gonna be a fine. It's just fine.
And it is smoking kind of bad. Not a good kind of smoke either.
That's diesel. He's good higher.
Mm-hmm.
But
So
I'm not getting fuel inside the cylinders. So what's happening is there's no fuel coming into the injectors. You have enough fuel coming in. Watch. If it was the fuel pump, you would not get this pressure in here. Watch. Watch. Just step back a little bit.
oh yeah. That's a lot of pressure.
That's a lot.
I didn't see it before when you were. It's a lot of pressure.
I'm trying. That's what I'm trying.
And I heard it work too.
Yeah.
I didn't hear it the first time because I was actually inside.
See that? I can hear that. So that's what I'm hearing is
So
either
we're.
this
Yep.
or your injectors are not opening.
So the way it behaved right now, I let it first idle. As it was about to quit, I hit the gas. It actually started again, and then obviously it ran out, you know. Is it stuck?
Она просто loose.
Просто loose. If it's loose like that, вот так у меня, I had the same thing happen. When it was loose, it was turbo vanes, they're stuck and open. It could be just choking on itself. Serge!
Got it?
Yes. Yes, sir. Okay, let's put that away. Now if I could only get my magnet back. Hold on, Serge, hold on, please. Okay, you're good. What are you doing, pre-warming glow plugs? Serge, you got it started. This thing is a blow up, just doing a bunch of blowback.
Я тебе что сказал? Выхлопная была забита.
Выхлопная. So you opened it up over here?
Да.
With the turbo?
Да.
So that is one of our theories, what we have today. What is your conclusion? We got a stuck pipe and it burst everything out, or was it stuck turbo vanes?
Two things. A month before this engine was overheated, and your fuel injectors got stuck at one place. So remember I said every time I take off it ran.
Yeah, it was doing better. I noticed.
That way what it happens is it blows the injectors by itself.
Yep.
Makes it open and close by itself. So
yep.
Whatever the combustion or afterburn was built up on the bottom.
Yes.
It blowed it away with the pressure. Because what happens if you got fuel on it, it does not wash away because you got two pressures coming in. So when you run it without fuel, it's dry. So
it's able to just blow it out.
It's blowing into the injector on the bottom. Then number two, I could tell his exhaust pipe was plugged with something because when we started we hear that pop. And I started when it popped, it threw something out. there's something in there, because this van is parked always in the field, like critters.
Really? That's going to be a big problem with critters building nests in the pipe.
Yeah.
He's not driving it every day.
Yeah.
They like to build nests in here too.
Yeah.
Alright guys, here is the codes. Bunch of codes in here. So we got 2135, 2136. Okay, all of these things here. Bunch of stuff. Just all kinds of stuff. Wow. Let's just erase all these codes. And check engine light is on. It's establishing communications. Okay, it just deleted it. Now, it did have EGR codes, mass airflow sensor codes, low fuel pressure codes. It had excessive fuel well pressure codes. Kind of weird, a lot of different stuff. When you clear the codes after the job has been repaired, if the codes do come back, then you know, like, the problem hasn't been solved. But that's obviously the obvious reason. But like for instance, EGR code that was there, we wasn't messing with the EGR, so that could be a problem, or it may just was thrown off due to the fact that it wasn't starting. Same thing with the mass airflow sensor. So these things should not come back if they were not the problem as a code. But it could happen that it was a problem, and kind of wonder right now to try to test it, see if it's actually in limp mode. So that's, no, it's actually not in limp mode, because it actually goes all the way to 4,000 or above RPMs. Usually if you're in limp mode, you're going to be below 3,000, and then you know you gotta have a problem. But the engine seems alive and well, everything is functioning. So I guess we're just gonna have to escape and exit the diagnostics, and that's that. So we could go ahead and actually plug the system. We're good to go. Thanks.
My name is Serge Zimaleta. I'm 37 years old, and yes, I experienced success after buying my first home for cash. Back in 2011, I was broke, but I learned to solve problems on my own. Now I'm helping others to solve their problems. I know what pitfalls to avoid to stay profitable in business. Need motivation to be more successful in your life? Do you have Sprinter expedite or business problems? Then subscribe. Let's find creative solutions to your problems. Hit the bell notification so you don't miss any of my helpful videos.